Hello there guys, Elita Legionarii here, and today I'm bringing you another 4 vs 4 for Rome Total War 31k rules. I'm in command of my favourite faction, the Julli Romans, and my teammates are Heaven's Clan's Shamagma, he's in command of the Brutii. Gladius of the Brotherhood clan, he's in command of the Greek Cities, and UTHERSDRAGONS of the Brotherhood clan, who's out on the very far right. He is also the Julio, much like myself. Our opponents are, very interestingly here, Greek Cleomenes, or Cleo of the Greek clans. He is actually using Thrace of all factions, very brave, but then again Cleo, my bad, Cleo is an absolutely brilliant player at 31k, and it wouldn't surprise me if he could pull some sort of miracle victory out with Thrace. His ally is Greek Hella Beast. He commands the Senate. Again, he's using Romans, which is interesting because most of the Greek players prefer the any pike factions. Then we have Titans Hades. He's in command of the Scipii Romans. He generally chooses a Scipio when he plays, as I've noticed. And then we have the old school guy. I'm not sure who he was, but he was in some of my other battles, and he's using an army pretty much identical. Actually, I think it is identical to his last one. So my army consists of 5 units of Praetorian Cav, and I believe it was 14 urban cohorts and 1 legionary first. Shamagma's army here, as I can see, is 5 Praetorian Cav, I think it's 2 archer auxilia and 13 urban cohorts. Gladius's army consists of, let's see, it's looking about 13, I think, 14 rather, sorry, I think, 3, 6, and yeah, 10, so, sorry, not 10, 8, so yeah, 14 Spartan hoplites, and there's a bit of a lapse in my calculations there, and then 6, man, I'm not thinking right with the counting, 6 units of Cretan archers, and then UTHERSDRAGONS, he's got, I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a Roman army general, so that's 6 cavalry, and then most likely 14 urban cohorts also. Cleo has got 3 armoured generals bodyguards, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, probably a good 14 to 15, 16 even pikes. There's some militia hoplites in there for his force. And then Hella Beast has got, let's see, 6, I see 6 Praetorian Cav, so that's most likely 14 urbans in conjunction with that. And I think we've got the same, wait no, not quite. We have 1 Roman archer, and then I suspect that will be 13 urban cohorts and the 6 Praetorian Cav for Hades. And Old School, I think, has got a pretty similar army to the one he had in one of the other 4v4s I do with him. He's got 8 raw pikemen, looks like 7 Cretan archers and 5 companion cav. So I believe this battle gets underway, and we're going to link up in the centre here. If I remember correctly, Uthers sort of took over command of the team here. I'm probably the most junior member on my team in terms of 31k, having only played it for probably only a few months, whereas these guys I think have been playing it for years, or longer than me anyway. So I tended to do more listening than kind of proactiveness in this fight, which isn't always best for me, because I find if I actually just take things on myself I can usually do it better. But at the same time, in a big 4v4 like this, you need to listen to those more experienced than yourself. And I am not too prideful to say that, you know, these guys are all more experienced than me, at 31k at least, probably at CWB as well, because these guys have been playing Rome Total War for much longer. But I think sometimes, you know, I will say that sometimes I think when you take on the role of being a kind of doing to attack when you're told and stuff, it's not necessarily exactly what I did in this fight, but I did it a little bit, and sometimes when you do that, I sometimes don't reckon you do quite as well as when you take a bit of initiative yourself, but at the same time I think it's valuable to listen to those more experienced yourself, of course, so kind of get that balance right. But anyway, we're going to kind of link up here in the centre. and together, and I think they're pretty much doing the same thing. The two Greek players end up kind of mixing up together, I think, which is important because otherwise Thrace would just collapse. We obviously have the advantage just because they have Thrace in their team, but it is Cleo, so you've got to be pretty... You can't just say, oh, it's not going to be an issue because it is under Cleo's control, and he is extremely good with any kind of pikes. And he's good with Rome as well, so the guy is just brilliant at 31k as far as I'm concerned. In terms of missiles, I'd say it's pretty even actually. Might even be slightly in our favour. Yeah, I think it is slightly in our favour. So as you can see, they're kind of linking up together over here as well. If you do want to skip ahead, guys, do feel free to do so, unless you like watching all the banding for position and sort of planning out. It is a reasonably long battle. It is a 4v4 after all. And I think I'll just go to double speed actually, because if I go triple it'll probably start lagging just because it's a 4v4. And we'll just wait to the action. I suspect that Uthers is going to use this Roman army general to cause some disruption and some distractions. As you can see here, Gladius is pulling in a little closer to Shamagma. And I think what he ends up doing, he sends some of his Spartans to mix into Shamagma's line, which is a great strategy, as it will always help. He's going to use these Spartans as the meat shield. Spartans actually can be really good as meat shields because Spartans actually have a pretty high resistance level to Pila, and in loose formation they should probably take it pretty well. Being that, even though, although when there's like 14 urbans and they're all kind of chucking their Pila, it always is pretty darn nasty. As you can see, Cleo is now moving in to sort of take a central position. This is obvious. You would want Thrace in the centre position because it would be hopeless on the... Well, not hopeless, but it would be very dangerous to have it on the flanks, even in the hand of someone as superbly skilled as Cleo is. I think Old School takes more of a defensive, relaxed kind of sort of approach to this battle and just basically holds me in play while most of the action sort of goes on between Hellebes, Cleo, Gladius and Uthers, and just a little bit from Shamagma. I sort of come in a bit later in the fight. Again, probably because I just wasn't as proactive as I think I should have been in this fight. I wasn't entirely sure what my teammates wanted to do, so I've worked with Shamagma once or twice before this battle. I've worked with Gladius once before. I've never worked with Uthers, and I haven't done a whole lot with them, so I wasn't kind of familiar with the teamwork there. And I wouldn't say I'm super great at coordinating a 31k battle in a team sense because I'm still very much kind of... I'm not a noob at them anymore. Wouldn't classify myself there, but I wouldn't say I was hugely experienced either. And I'm sort of mixing my kind of abilities there, trying to get a bit of experience with it. So at this stage we're all just sort of pulling up to each other, and there's just a big archer duel going on between Macedon, who's mixing a lot of his archers into Cleo's pikes. If I were going to do that, I reckon I'd mix them into the Romans because they've got much more higher armor value. These phalanx pikemen are really vulnerable to missile fire, even from the direct front. So let's unpause, I believe. Okay, no, I think obviously this arch unit here is obviously going to be used like an arch unit, obviously, but it's also going to be a Pila screen. As you can see, it's using it quite nicely too, because as you can see, Hades is throwing his Pila, but Shamagma is not. If I was Shamagma, I'd just go to Testudo here and use it to block. I think that's what he's going to do. Anyway, I wouldn't even waste my time with it. At least if it'll stop Hades wasting Pila, because there'll be a Testudo in the front. And if he pushes up far enough, then he can just use these ones in reserve to support. Here we can see a good move here by Uthers. He's going to get rid of this arch unit with the general. This is a good move. Nicely done, nicely timed. And that should kill the archer, and it does rout it. So that's basically what you want to do with this kind of generals unit, because they're pretty quick around the field. You can disrupt Pila screens and all sorts of different bits and pieces. Over here, I believe we've had a bit of a missile skirmishing duel between Hellebes and Uthers. Here we get, so this is again, here's Cleo using it, the same tactic, quite en masse. And he's just going to disrupt. And General's bodyguard units in enough mass are pretty dangerous. And this is going to be kind of dangerous for Uthers, but I mean Cleo's just going to pull away and into the safety of his ally, and this is going to force Uthers back. So there's some nice little sort of cavalry skirmishing and bandying going on here, which is quite cool. As you can see, there's Pila duels going on between Shamagma and Hades. Probably going... Well, actually no, this unit's been mostly destroyed. this unit's going to rout. It's probably pretty even, but I mean this unit's also pretty much been destroyed. And they're just bringing up more reserves, and I believe some of these Royal Pikemen are going to act as a screening force and a block and various other bits and pieces. I decided to pull in here on the flank. I should have started attacking Macedon at this point. I wanted to, but I wasn't sure what my allies were doing, and this is what I was talking about earlier about being probably a little too passive because I wasn't sure what my allies wanted. I really wanted to attack Macedon at this point. And I think I just should have, but I was being really overcautious. I think I could have just destroyed Macedon. He's only got very few pikes, and I could have used infantry to support against cavalry. And if need be, I could have called from help from like Shamagma and other guys. I was also... where is Shamagma's cavalry anyway? I think he might have brought it this way. Where does Cav go? Must be in a hidden spot, because you can hide on the map. That's all I can conclude. So, here we see... Gladius up in loose formation. I'm not really sure why that was. Maybe it was because he thought he was going to be able to peel a fire from some of either Hades or Hell-Beast, but I'm not entirely sure. But even in loose formation like this, these Spartans should destroy them. I think he's getting them into tighter formation now. They appear to be drawing in tighter to one another, and these phalanx pikemen are going to get pretty creamed here. But there's pretty a lot of mass going on there. As you can see, he's put some of his Spartans in here with Shamagma, so this should pretty much halt attack from Hades, but I really should have started attacking Macedon at this point, because I think Macedon would have been the easiest breakthrough. Again, I was just too cautious about doing it, because I wasn't sure if my allies were planning to do it, and if they wanted me to do something different. Probably just because I'm the new guy, or the newer guy out of all our teammates, I was too static there. I should have gone for it sooner, eh? But I just didn't. But I will eventually. About halfway through the battle. So here we're seeing some more disruption tactics by Uthers, trying to force away some of these Testudos. As you can see, these two are scrapping out over here. There's a few. These guys here are taking a bunch of Peeler from Uthers' forces. And here we go. Here we see Cleo coming in en masse. As you can see, when he attacks, he doesn't just attack with the first row. He starts bringing up the other rows. Because if he doesn't, these Spartans are just going to absolutely tear through his guys real quick. And I believe he'll start bringing up his other guys here, although he's probably just aiming to fix the Spartans, I think. Keep them away from Rome, his Roman allies, because the Spartans are very, very good at taking out the Romans. However, here's a nice move I thought this was a good move by Shamagma, because Gladius has got his centre supported by these Spartans. He can sacrifice a few urbans, and he can just dump Peeler into Cleo, and Cleo really is vulnerable to that kind of thing pretty badly, and I mean he's not going to get through these Spartans. A few Peeler coming in here from Hell-Beast. As you can see, here comes a cav strike from Uthers. I'm not sure why he wasn't in Wedge actually, but he still gets his break through here. But here comes the counter cav strike by Hell-Beast, and he's going to get... is he getting any routes? He might not get any routes actually, so yeah, I think Uther's got away with that one quite nicely, but I'm not sure why he wasn't in Wedge. And then comes another counter strike by Shamagma, but he pulls away because it's going to be redundant. So these Spartans are actually starting to get beaten just because it's huge and the weight and numbers fighting them off. I'm not sure if he's going to throw his Peeler yet, but I'm not entirely sure there. Here comes some of the Macedonian cav into Shamagma. As you can see, I'm still being too static on this fight, and Macedon's just being kind of like you're holding me in place. Should have been much more aggressive, because I think I could have broken through here and then would have the flank. But again, just being too static, kind of worried about what my allies are doing and all that kind of stuff, which I usually don't do. Actually, interesting, I didn't spot this before. Uthers had a gladiator. I don't know what the reason for that is. I can't imagine they'd be much good in 31k, but Uthers is an experienced player, so perhaps he has a reason. So here I decide to start attacking, I believe, having realised I've mucked around too long and I need to do some stuff. I believe, yeah, I'm starting to move stuff up. As you can see, these Spartans are probably, this first row of Spartans is about to collapse, but it's destroyed an entire row of phalanx pikemen. Shamagma appears to withdraw some of these guys back, although then he sends them back over again. I personally think he can get away with having a few of them here to work against Thrace. I think they'll work well against Thrace, and they can be close by to support Uthers. Because I mean, these Spartans in the centre, and there's got enough men left, and I've got plenty of guys here on the flank. Here, the Macedonian player charges me with his calves. I turn on my Peeler here and dump a few Peeler in. My guys hold this out for ages, and I thought this was a pretty wasteful move with his cav, to be honest, because sure he kills a few urbans, but he loses a bunch of cavalry unnecessarily, in fact. And yeah, he lost probably good like 10 men out of every single one of his cav units there, so that really wasn't a good move at all. I decided to pour in here. Hades is going to help support this fight. We were a wee bit trying to avoid hitting these testudos. I do have my cav over here at the moment. However, I think I bring them back because I was worried about a wedge charge from the Macedonian cav, but I brought them kind of in the area, kind of halfway. Here we see Shamagma make an assault out here on Hella-Beast and some of his guys. However, I think he's pushed it too far. He's like getting quite far isolated, but Uthers is right in support of him, and he's going to pull out again. I think they're trying to bait Hella-Beast and Hades cavalry in here, and just try and single them out. The Spartans move in now to start attacking the Thracian, but I think Cleo is using he's just sort of like keeping Sparta away from Rome, and it's working nicely, the Spartan troops. Over here he again tries another attack. He does rout one of these urbans, but again he takes a crap load of Pila, and he's losing his cav, and I believe his cav is his most useful force, because as you can see his archers are fairly thinned out at this stage. As you can see, Uther's got some guys in support. Over here is where probably most of the action is happening. They have to be careful though, because the counter cav strike is always more destructive, because when a cav goes in it might rout a few urbans, but then a counter cav comes in and routs all the fixed in cav. You have to be pretty careful there. I always try to get the counter strike with cav and never go first, because I find it does a lot more, it's more critical and damaging when you can achieve that. What else is happening over here? I was a little bit worried about these guys slicing into my side, so I kind of pull back a little bit here, so if he does I can get some Pila and use this unit to block it. I'm not sure where my cav is still here, and I've got my cav over here just in case there's any chance for a critical strike. As I can see, these guys come in. I decide to come in with a counter strike of my own after they get stuck there, but I pull out because it doesn't look like it's going to get fixed. Shamagma comes in as well, but again, they're kind of indecisive, really. As you can see, the Cleo's still getting munched up by Gladius' Spartans, but there's so much of Cleo's force that it should be able to hold Spartan player in place for quite a while. Gladius is mixed in with some other forces, so taking a cavalry fight here against Uthers would be difficult because these Spartans are in support. I'm still wearing my way through this lot. I'm just, I think I still should have pushed harder against Macedon than I did. But most of the action's happening on the right wing of our force. As you can see, the Spartans are just absolutely munched through the lines there, and then I think he's going to come in here, he's going to increase his depth again, and then he's going to start another round up and go in there against him. As you can see, more of these royal pikemen are coming in. I wasn't sure about how good my opponent was as well, and sometimes when you're not sure you play a little more cautious. Looking back on it, I reckon I should have just been way more aggressive and I could have taken him, but who knows? I mean, I don't know enough about his skills. Over here it's come to a stalemate. A lot of infantry forces have been moved onto the flank, because I mean the Spartans have got the centre fixed and covered there, and this is basically to give them power on the flanks and to try and win any cavalry fight that takes place there. Here we see Hella-Beast has sent his cav this way, and I'm going to start removing my cav in a moment to get them closer to come and assist over here, because I mean I don't want to get overwhelmed in the cavalry department. I think I might get some help from some of these guys in a moment, because I've got two forces of cav against me and I don't really want to deal with it, so I'm going to start tuning my forces here just to avoid some nastiness if it comes my way. The Spartans are going to go in again, have another crack against these Thracians, and just going to steadily work their way through them. There's just a lot of them, but Cleo is doing a really great job just of being there and being that blocking force. Let's see, here we go. Here's a bit of a cav move here. I decided to come and slice through here and get the flank of this unit here. Here a cav strike comes into my flank, but I've got all my guys with Pila on in reserve, and I put them in, then I've got my cav coming through and getting a nice strike into the side of Hella-Beast's cav, and I rout two of them, and I've still got Pila coming in, and as you can see I rout all of Hella-Beast's cav there. And then of course Uthers is sending his cav to help me, so that worked out real nicely, because I mean every time they make that cav strike my Pila comes in and my own cav's in reserve, and I'm steadily working my way through Macedonian forces over here. I charge in here against a stationary cav because there's no other cav nearby. I was a wee bit worried though about these guys coming in with his pikes. I do get a rout on one of these companions. Wait, sorry, that wasn't me, that was Uther's, my bad. I send my guys in to help Uther here, but then I pull out because the pikes are in. I thought that was me, but that was Uther. Can't take credit for his work. I would like to have done that. I was thinking of doing that, I know I was, but Uther's beat me to it, but I got muddled because he was Julli as well. And then you see Shamagma sending his guys over this way as well, because Hades has got his guys here. Halabeast lost most of his cavalry in that fight with me. And anyway, at this stage, I'm just still using my urbans to work my way through, and I am doing pretty well. Shamagma, no, sorry, not Shamagma, Gladius gives me some flaming arrow support. As you can see, the Spartans are still fighting their way forward, but there's a lot there. Shamagma's going to reinforce again just to give the Spartans a little more oomph. Over here, the fight's starting to shift to my flank, which is quite interesting. I believe, yeah, Uther's is out on the flank there, and I'm next to him in the centre here. And then Shamagma's there, and he's going to come and try to get a nice slice in through here. I want to be a wee bit careful. It is a pike, and if he gets into the front of it, but I think, does he rout it? It's shaken, is it rout? Shaken, not stirred. Just kidding. And then I think I come in with a counter strike here against these fixed forces that have charged in. But then we have Hades in the reserve, but I think Shamagma's going to get me covered here. Yeah, I probably was a wee bit hasty there. I thought my eyes would support it. I do get a breakthrough on one of these guys, and I'm just going to get away. I think I might lose one cap, but I think it regroups. And that's what I mean. It's always that second count, the second, person to get the last attack and can be quite devastating. So you've got to try and time the cav strike right, and I love all that kind of timing and getting it right. Uther starts pouring in on the right. The Spartans are munching their way through with some urban support here, but I mean these Thracians held out brilliantly, but now they're reinforced by Halabeast. But I mean this fight's still all over the place. It's epic. I'm fighting my way over here. Still kind of being ground down a bit because more there's urbans now supporting. I'm just looking for openings. I do make a bit of a blunder soon with my cavalry, which I wanted to kick my own ass for doing in a moment. It was entirely unintentional what happened. I didn't even realise that it happened until I looked, and I was a bit frustrated myself. But you'll soon see what I mean. As you can see, the Cavs is on this flank now, and I think I decided to make another cav strike through here. See if I can get these guys here, because I can see that this guy's backwards, and I saw that most of the cav had gone over this way. So I get my breakthrough here. Do I get my routes? I don't know if I got any routes, unfortunately. Shamagma made a bit of an error here, and he ran to the front of this pipe, but he's trying to support me, and he does get a good amount through, and he does get a route. And I think he might even route that pike, even though he went through the front of it and lost a lot of cav in the process. But we went after my charge, probably shocked them up a bit, and then Shamagma got a nice run in and finished him off. So we're doing pretty good over here. Uther's has still got a few forces left, and you can see their cav got fixed up on one of Gladius' pikemen. But I mean, Cleo's held out really well in the centre. It's very impressive. And then Shamagma's going to come with another nice cav strike, and I'm going to give it another go over here. I do believe I get a route going, but I pushed straight through, and for some reason I wasn't in wedge formation. I don't know what it was, and I got a nice breakthrough here, but I just I wanted to, originally I was thinking to slip round and just go and smack into the back of them, but Hades is like bang, he's all over it. Uther's was thinking the same thing, to get behind, but he's too far away to help me, and I don't micro it very well. I was trying to slip through here and charge into the back of these guys, but just as I get my men into position, they turn around and take this fight, and that was really unintentional, and Halabeast is going to support him. But fortunately Uther spots it, and he's going to cover it, and they start pouring fire arrows in support, and my guys hold him up for quite a while. I was trying to slip around and hit the back of these guys over here. It was an accident. Thracian cav comes in to assist, and then these guys come in, and my guys mass rout. But Uther's, it's fixed their guy in place. Uther's is going to come in, and he's going to rout most of these guys, I think, after my little mistake there. At this stage, I'm starting to pull my men around the flank and starting to outflank this force over here. Although Uther's taken a bit of a beating here as well. I made that mistake. I think I was just a little hasty in what I did there, but I thought it would work trying to slip through. But I thought more of the cav was like fixated over here, but Hades has cav loose. Uthers does get away, but Shamagma sends his guys in here, and I mean I lost my cav, but it basically destroyed theirs. So I think it was a worthy trade for the team. Not so great for myself, but at least for the team, and that's all right, you know. Over here, as you can see, I'm outflanking their forces. I'm going to get rid of the Macedonian general here. In the centre, I mean, look at Cleo, man. He's still going. He's such a badass when he's at this game. But as you can see, we take the cav fight for the most part. Hades is a crack here, and so does Hell-Beast. I've got no cav support here, so I'm going to lose a few few infantry forces. One of my units regroups. I'm going to use that to try and hold them up. Here we can see Uthers coming in, finish off what's left of Hades' infantry. I do take a bit of a dangerous beating on this flank. I was a wee bit concerned about this, but here comes a lovely cav strike from Shamagma, and this is going to put an end, I think, to most of the Senate and Macedonian forces here. And my guys, I turn them around. He does route one, but I turn him around and I'm able to destroy the rest of Hades' cav with the support of their cav in the vicinity. And that's basically this flank dealt with. There's still a few of Cleo's pikes and Hell-Beast's infantry over here, but they're getting steadily mopped up by Spartans, Uthers and Shamagma's infantry forces. And here come the rest of their cavalry, and it's going to come thundering into the flank here. Uthers' cav and some of the other guys, and I think yeah, the Thracians are gone. Cleo's finally broke, but he did a fantastic job with a very weak, a much weaker faction than the rest of us. And then basically all their forces rout en masse. So I bring in my infantry at this stage to bring in support. I've still got a few units left, but that was honestly a brilliant game. I probably got the easiest side of it, to be honest, but I still made my mistakes. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, honestly. Working with these guys was great. I reckon I should have been a little more proactive and aggressive, but I just didn't. And I think I rectify that a bit in future, but I won't give away too much. But I thoroughly enjoyed this, and of course I learnt a lot as well. And it was an absolutely fantastic game. And we all got a fair bunch of kills, though. I mean, all the teams got a fair bunch of kills. I mean, look at Gladius 2041, very well done, very well earned. But Shamagma's at 1665, so it's a bunch, and I got 1429, and Uthers got 1159. But Uthers was kind of coordinating us as a team. He was doing a fantastic job. It was a very fun and enjoyable game. Cleo got a very respectable 1088 with Thrace. That is impressive. I mean, especially when he was dealing with Spartans most of that time. That's some impressive stuff. He did do very well, considering just how much weaker his faction is. In fact, he got the most kills on his entire team. As you can see, Old School got the most kills on his entire team, rather. The other two guys just got over 1,000. But everyone played very well. It was a very respectable scorecard for all of us, I felt. And we all did pretty good there. Which one of us is... Yeah, I'm the top one here, because me and Uthers were both the Julli. I can actually show you Uthers' cards at the end. My cavalry, apart from this one, didn't do great. That mistake at the end there, I was trying to get round behind to get that cav charge, but I got caught up with that fight with Hades' cav. These Urbans did pretty good. Most of them did. Anyway, a couple of them took some losses. But let's have a look at Uthers' card. As you can see, his cavalry, one of them did pretty good. Actually, his cav did about the same as mine. And he got a few of his Urbans as well. But his Roman army general, 115 kills, very impressive. He did very well, so he did a great job of communicating and leading us, and that was great. So awesome game to all those 7 other guys. Honestly, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was brilliant. So hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. Please leave your comments, leave your likes. It was a great game, and it would be nice to hear some feedback. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be seeing you soon next time.